In this video, I'll show you how to configure backups for your SPanel server. Once you are in the SPanel admin interface, you need to find the server management section, and then you will need to find the manage backups. It's here. From here, you can configure and manage backups of your SPanel server. You can choose from local or remote backups. Local backups will be stored on your local storage device, and you need to know that such backups may be affected if that storage device of your server fails for some reason. And if it fails, that you can't access the data anymore, that will also affect your backups and you won't be able to recover them. However, this local backups functionality is very useful in case you would like to keep some sort of local backups, because a failure of the storage device is not something that happens every now and then, but you would also like to have a remote disaster recovery backup for sure. At least one backup, you can keep it on your computer, or you can configure remote backups here to have a disaster recovery mechanism in case your storage completely fails, your server completely fails. Enabling local backups happens like this. Here you can specify if you would like to limit the speed data is copied with. But nowadays with the SSD storage, it is very fast, and usually such a limit is not needed, but you may want to use it if you would like to for extra safety. Now you can choose how often you would like your backups to be generated. You can choose from hourly backups. Here you can set how many hourly backups you want to keep. Let's say you would like to keep 4 backups and do them in these intervals. Or you can select from here every 8 hours or every 4 hours, like this. Then you can have also daily backups. And let's say we would like to keep 7 recovery points for each of the last 7 days. And you would like this backup to, it may run every day or on specific days. And you decide how many recovery points you want to keep. Then you also have options for weekly backups. Let's say you would like to store 3 weekly backups, which can be done on every Thursday, for example. And then you can have monthly backups. Let's say 3 again. And here you can choose on which dates in the month you would like those monthly backups to be generated. Let's say on the 7th and the 21st. Once everything is configured, you can click on Save Changes, and you now have local backups configured and ready for use. Once the recovery points get generated, you will see the recovery points here for the different backups type. These backups were not generated yet, so there are no recovery points to be displayed, but let's look at the daily recovery points. Once they are here, You can lock a recovery point, a specific backup, or you can delete it if you want to. Locking it means this recovery point won't get automatically removed by the SPanel backup system. In case you want to keep this backup for a couple of days to check something or to make sure you have that backup for sure and it won't get overwritten or removed. So you can lock it from here. Then don't forget to unlock it because SPanel will never remove this recovery point until it is unlocked. In the same way, you can configure remote backups. Here you need to enter the IP address of your backup server, the SSH username, the SSH port, and here you need to choose the type of authentication that you will have. You can authenticate with a password, or if you set up SSH key authentication, you can use it. You can select this one. Another important thing to mention here is that you need to know the backups in SPanel are performed, the files are copied via rsync, and all of the backups are incremental, which means if you want to store 10 backups, you won't need 10 times the used space. Only the first backup uses all of the space. All sequential backups will only use as much space as the size of the modified files. So your first backup may be 100 gigabytes and the next sequential 7 backups to be 2-3 gigabytes each. We also have the AWS S3 backups and Backblaze also supported. They are not yet integrated into the graphic interface, but it is possible to be manually configured, and you can have your data backed up on AWS S3 storage or Backblaze.